So they'll be calling you a radical. So I escaped. I got out of hospital open heart surgery rehab yesterday. 11 weeks. Oh, I was down to 138 pounds day of surgery. This last 6 months, well, 8 months has been 9 months. Oh, talk about hell. The trifecta is complete, eh? Let's hope I don't have to go for a superfecta. You know, in that bone marrow transplant center clinging to life with AML leukemia, misdiagnosed. Open heart surgery the first time, did they mess that up. Got it wrong. You know, I told the doctor yesterday, so that now the second doctor, young Dr. Hansen, old Dr. Hansen is retired, no relation, saved my life. This young doctor overrode him again. And he said, well, maybe, and he looked at all the EKGs and he overlapped them all. And he says, that he had done way back in the old days, and he did another one. My heart doctor sure didn't. I don't know. I still think it's neuropathy, but let's get a stress test. Do it in the next month. I went in the next morning, and the rest is history. Pacemaker, open heart, 2 heart attacks. I mean, when you have 2 heart attacks, don't even go to the hospital. It was the valve, just like I said it was. So this has been the hardest in my life by far. And that's saying a lot. I've been through a lot. I was not born with these scars across my face. I mean, I've had so many close to life. Living here in Utah, the most corrupt place on the face of the earth. Living in this passive-aggressive, violent place. Ooh, I was not born with these scars across my face. So thank you, everybody, who supported this historic work. This is the most corrupt place on earth. As you know, I posted that yesterday. As I've been screaming about that for 25 years, they railroaded me at the Weber State School of Business. How do you go from the #1 school of business in the country to 0? And you read the report. The professor's up there under investigation by the FBI. You know, Hansen got arrested, 10 years in prison, selling state secrets to China. I've been screaming about it, as you know, but no one will listen to me. All over it. 25 years later, maybe we can do a Netflix documentary. So the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, they've got the heat turned up on their SMR propaganda fairy tale. So we keep fighting. This has been a war. I can't believe it, to be honest with you. I was talking to him yesterday, so I broke out my medal. That's a real one, by the way, from Diablo Canyon, 1981. There's not that many of them in existence. Thank you to Jane and Linda, Mothers for Peace. Thank you to the old abalone killer. I love you guys. We fight and fight and fight. Look what we're up against. The American populace is so ignorant and they don't care. Selfish. That doesn't matter. I mean, it's us versus the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. They know what they're doing. We know what we're doing. The small, tiny few, Unite the clans. There are no clans. The rest are half nukers. We take them on. So for we are few and they are many. They have all the money. It's been a hell of a war. I mean, really a war. So I was down to 138 pounds. I'm back to 154. My natural body weight. I have a lot of muscle mass on I'm only 5'8". But I can palm a basketball. They did this to me. These scumbags, the DOE, marched my father in the Nevada test. They drafted him. Headed to Korea. Only one out here drafted. The haters. They all wrapped themselves up in the flag. Yay, whatever. They were all freaking, none of them bled. None of them fought. None of them did anything. But, the insanity of Fox News, Sean Hannity, have had them hypnotized. One by jet stream, 2 by cable TV. Run right out of the House of Windsor. What a war we fought. Oh, we're halfway there, living on a anti-nuclear prayer. This one's, I can't believe it. The 6 months I kept screaming. It's my valve. I can feel it. I had a really great talk with him yesterday. He almost started to cry. I said, no. Don't blame you guys. It's not you guys, the clinic, and, all you doctors that got it wrong in here. Because that's your job to, move it to the cardiologist. Collado got it wrong, dead wrong. It's derelict in duty. All he had to do was call a stress test. That's all he had to do. I says, you and I had to do that. And I have a pacemaker for life now. I feel good. But now that I know, I mean, I've been battling that incredible high blood pressure for the last 5, 6 years. Now I know it was all that valve. That valve was never done right. You know, good luck suing in Utah. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, Mike Lee. Kick me off Medicaid. You know, and they call themselves Christians, yet you can read this article. Utah has got in bed with China, the communist regime who uses slave labor, who executes how many people a day for as little as a marijuana seed? For being, I mean, you know what they do to anybody who's homosexual over there? You know what they do to anybody who's of any race besides theirs over there? Yet they're some of the biggest violators of human rights in the history of mankind. But Utah, they're in bed with, and Governor Cox, I know personally, like I said, I will tell, this is by firsthand experience. He is by far the dumbest governor we ever had. He's not very intelligent at all. I mean, I'm telling you, I know him. And he's secretly bringing nuclear waste into southern Utah. At the mill, the uranium mill. And they come right out and say they're going to freaking, from Japan. I predicted it all those years ago. Oh, we're half, you know, this war goes on. I don't give up, you know. It's outrageous how I've had to fight this for 25 years as far as the USURY complex. And I've screamed and yelled and said this on this YouTube site forever. But their answer to kettle me. You know, you can't handle the truth you don't want. That's okay. That's okay. At least it's out there. You know, I guess my grandkids can look back when they're grown adults. You know, they're 12 years old now. Holy shit. Born the month of Fukushima. My Fukushima identical twin cousins. They're a week apart. Wow. It's a miracle I'm alive, and thank you to everybody who supported this heroic work, prayed for me, did everything. I really appreciate everything that everybody's done to me. And like I told him yesterday, don't get me wrong. I am so grateful to be alive. So grateful to be alive and get through this. This was ugly. This was intense. You know, Christmas Eve, you have a heart attack. New Year's Day. I haven't been home till last night since, well, this year. Last time I was here was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Wow. I think about it, my head just swims. This 80-something days, 1984. And I'll say this, Winston, 2 plus 2. It's still 4. Your little SMR fairy tale, the fight goes on. You know, you think Dr. Cooley's death was all coincidence, all this stuff coincidence. I don't know. But I survived, and I'm alive. The trifecta. I don't want to go for the superfecta. I'll tell you what, my survival, he says, my doctor, he says, your survival. Oh my God, what you've been through. Yeah. You don't even know. Since 2011, just started out as a stomach ache, you know, the Fukushima dive. All coincidence, bro, like the salmon collapse, like the tide pool collapse, like the well collapse, you know. Don't say the F word, Blanch, because you did the unforgiven. Never free, never me. Rip me open. God, what scars. I was telling him, God, you know, I had my shirt off looking at me, and I'm like, all the way down twice. He said it took 2 hours to get through the scar tissue from the first go around. My Fukushima fish hook, as I call it, looks like a bullet wound right into me. My 4 tattoos, radiation tattoos up me. That one. And they're not the same one. They're from 2 different incidences. You know, hit with brass knuckles across the face, sucker punched. For what? For what? You know, stand up for the sheep. The sheep will hate you. The sheep will attack you. It's been a hell of a journey. It's been a hell of a journey. You know, sleep and dream is all I crave. I travel far across the Milky Way. To this cancer, master. To the nuclear industry, master. I become a slave. Till we meet again some other day. This is as rare as Ozzy. I remember the day where I was at that day. hitting a left-handed walk-off home run. What? I think it's the only left-handed home run he hit in his career. I don't believe it. That was 85. Thank you, everybody who's helped me and supported me and done all this incredible work for me. I always set in my mind that week 11 I was gone. I told them yesterday, you know, the rehab's 12 weeks. And I'm like, you know, my bills are so racked up that I'll never be able to pay. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they'll viciously attack me and go after me. Why would they stop? They've been doing it for years. So, this most corrupt place in the world, corrupt politicians, you know, corrupt university, and anybody who's ever got a degree from Weber State since 1999, you need to sue them for your freaking money back. And you read this article, I'll post it. I tried to tell you. How do you go from the #1 school of business in the country and everybody just dies? Kevin Blanch railroaded out of town. The way they ripped me off, and now it's coming out, the FBI. You know, Hanson, 10 years in prison. Syracuse. Whoa. I know, and I will say this. I know who you are, and I know what you did. I know exactly who they are, and I've done dozens of videos who they are and what happened. And, you know, just like the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, but just go on with your fairy tale. Yay, I'm going to make some money. Thank you, everybody, for supporting this historic work. What a journey, huh? We're at day 4,400 today. Is that right on Fukushima? Oh, we're living on an anti-nuclear energy prayer. So thank you. I made it home. I never thought I would come home. So, you know, now I can have the mega dairy behind me round up, you know, see if he can poison me some more. You know, look what I'm up against. You know, this is the most corrupt place in the world, Weber County, Utah, including Weber State. It's the most corrupt university in the country. You know, I don't blame Mortensen that's up there now. He's trying, but look what he's at. I mean, it's just corrupt from A to Z. Hardcore. Weber County's corrupt as hell. The state of Utah is corrupt. Governor Cox gets caught bringing nuclear waste into southern Utah from Europe. And Mill comes right out and says, we're going to bring it in for Japan, as I predicted in 2011. They won't say Fukushima. They won't say Fukushima. And I've asked every single politician here, including Mike Lee, senator, including Mitt Romney, senator, including multiple governors, ex-governor Huntsman to his face. It's online. You know, Huntsman to his face, Dirty Herbie, Governor Cox, who claimed he didn't even know what SMRs yet. He signs a contract in Cameron, Wyoming for SMRs, the fairy tale with Bill Gates. The most hated man in Utah at one time because he stole the opera. But, you know, so thank you to everybody. It's 11 weeks. I got out. You know, I'm alive. Kevin Blanch. I used to have a group of songs I listened to when I was fighting AML leukemia. You know, remember my voicemail in those days? Don't come around here no more. You're going to catch a cold inside your soul. You're so evil. You know, don't come around here no more. And then I played Petty's song, that beautiful one where they cut her right where Alice in Wonderland, where her and him and Jeff Lynne, right where my tumors were. They wanted to cut me and I wouldn't let them. Thank God. Don't come around here no more. You're not going to find what you're looking for, cancer. You know, my heart. Living on a prayer. Wow. What a fucking journey. So, my favorite, and I keep playing it over and over and over and over. Simple Minds. Alive and kicking. Stand tuned. Kevin Blanch, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. We fight on. Thank you to everybody who supports historic work. You know, the work goes on. The work goes on. Had to get out my medal. What do you want, a medal? Stand tuned.